Well, I want to congratulate you guys on the new single, 6 Feet Under.
Oh, thank you so much.
I really love it. I always admire bands who tackle, heavy topics, such as mental health. So I want to ask, how do you guys go about, tackling writing about, these sort of topics? And is it cathartic for you guys?
Uh, I definitely think it is. I don't think we ever really set out to write about anything specific. I wouldn't say that we're necessarily a cause band,
Mm,
but we're very influenced by the world around us. Especially with so much access to news and information, both legitimate and otherwise. You can't get on Facebook or turn on the TV without being inundated with all this stuff going on in the world. So we kind of internalize that and kind of retell a story, from our point of view.
right. I have to say the lyric video was very well made. So I have to say kudos to whoever put that together for you guys.
Oh, yeah, thank you. His name is John Kuritz. He actually has done. We worked with him in the past on a couple of our music videos for "Watch Me Burn" and "Before the Storm," and so we were pretty excited to work with him again, and we're really happy with how it turned out. But I mean, the topic itself is something that you can't just tiptoe around.
Yeah, sadly not. Um, well, I saw you guys post on your Facebook asking fans what they think the best music video is with hashtag Weezer and Buddy Holly. Were those your picks?
That was definitely Mitch. I mean, I don't think that that's a bad choice. Yeah, I mean, the nice thing about Silent Theory is we're not just a straight up like metal band. We don't listen to exclusively that kind of stuff. We're all pretty diversely influenced and stuff like that. But I think Weezer's probably in Mitch's top 5 favorite bands.
Uh, what would be your pick?
Oh, it's really tough. I generally rather, lean towards the really kind of awful stereotypical 80s music videos that were just so painfully 80s. Uh, I don't know though. I think they're a really good example of like a movie soundtrack song that integrated film footage from that, and the song was probably I can't remember the song in particular now. It's Mudvayne. I want to say it was standalone, but it was on one of the Saw movies, and I thought they did a really good job of interweaving the music video and the movie clips and stuff like that.
Yeah, I would agree that the 80s definitely had some, interesting videos. Like, I was even watching some of, what's his name? David Bowie's old
Oh
music
yeah.
videos, and I'm like, wow, this is very 80s.
Oh man, if you want like classic 80s, and you haven't seen the video for Mick Jagger and David Bowie doing
Was it Dancing in the Streets?
yeah, Dancing in the Streets.
The
Oh man.
dance.
Yeah, just so much, so painfully
Yeah, it's
80s.
it's like
It's like
one of those
I can
things.
only hope that they were really intoxicated.
It's like one of those things you can't look away from,
Oh yeah.
even though
Yeah.
it's so bad, you just can't stop watching.
Yeah, for sure.
So, aside from music, what are you doing to pass the time? Are you a gamer or watching Netflix?
Definitely watching a lot of TV. I am not a gamer. I like the idea of video games, but I've never ever been good at them, so you just steer away from them. But no, my girlfriend and I own a house, and we've been really taking the time to just spend way too much money at like Home Depot and stuff, and just working on some remodel projects.
Oh, you're staying productive that way. Staying busy and
Yeah, trying
productive.
to.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, what are your hopes for Silent Theory? I know it's hard to say when venues will start to open up again, but
Right.
if
I think right now our biggest goal would be we're going to focus on studio. I mean, thankfully, we already had some studio time set aside. Unfortunately, it got kind of pushed back because everything was shut down. So hopefully as things start opening back up, we'll be able to reschedule that and get in there. But I think at this point, that's kind of our big focus for the summer and stuff. And hopefully fall and next spring, venues and tours and stuff like that will be a possibility again.
Yeah, do you feel like upcoming bands or, bands that don't play major big venues are at an advantage, I would say, over bands that tour stadiums and all that?
Um, it's it's kind of hard to say. I would say that the smaller bands are definitely at a disadvantage for this reason. Um, the places that a lot of the up and coming bands, like the places that they play, are going to be the venues that are hit hardest by the economic downturn. And so statistically, there's going to be a handful of them that just don't make it. And so I think that's going to make it even more difficult, because as far as like getting content out there, like the internet and YouTube has made it possible for literally anyone to put content on that, get out there to people. So I think affecting the smaller venues and stuff, I think is really going to be the hard hit. But that being said, the way a lot of record contracts and stuff like that work, even like the bigger bands that you hear on, Sirius Octane and on the radio and that kind of stuff, the way that they make a majority of their money is selling merch at the shows. So if they're not touring, they're not making money. And so I think that that's probably having a bigger impact on them than people would normally realize.
Right, that's very true. Actually, here in Boston, a few of the local venues have already stated that they might not reopen after coronavirus. So it's pretty sad, to see, the remaining ones might disappear. What would your I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say it is really sad, especially since the last 10, 15 years. Like, there's already been kind of a downturn in music venues, and just like the live music scene in the United States it's gotten kind of small, and so it's kind of a bummer to see something like this probably shrink it a lot more.
Yeah. What would your message be to music fans to support bands, and what can they do to help during this time?
It's really kind of a variety of things. Obviously, for a lot of people, money is tight right now. So, I mean, if you can afford it and you're so inspired and you really want to support a band, like pretty much every band has an online merch store and stuff like that. Like go buy some albums, go buy some merch. That's really awesome. But I mean, if money is not really, if you don't have that much expendable income right now, there's a lot of value to watching people's YouTube videos, sharing the videos, like getting the word out there and helping the views go up. And it's just, it's kind of hard to explain with some of that stuff, because we often have a lot of people like, oh, I love your music video so much. Like I'm helping as much as I can. I watch the music video like 10 times a day. And, we absolutely appreciate that. We don't want that to stop. But the way YouTube's algorithm works is it counts views by IP addresses. And so when you watch it on a device, that's one count. And so if you watch it 100 times on that device, that's still one view. And so it's really important to spread the word, get it out there and have people watch it.
Oh, that's good to know. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Well, before we wrap up the interview, is there anything else that you want to mention or promote for Silent Theory?
Yeah. So obviously, if you haven't heard 6 Feet Under, go check it out. It is probably the more direct and pointed song that we've written, especially recently. But it's a pretty big topic that should be discussed, in our opinion, and it's really just a symptom of a bigger problem. So we were just hoping to start a conversation with it. But in addition to watching the music video, if you could head over to our socials, give us a the big blue thumbs up. It really does matter. And then if you are so inclined, you could head over to silenttheory.com. There's links to our web store there, and then all of our other social medias, and places like Spotify, where you can go check us out there as well.
Very cool. Well, I appreciate the time that you took with me, and wishing the best of luck for you guys.
Absolutely.
And again, I'm really loving 6 Feet Under, and can't wait to hear more music from you guys.
Awesome. Yeah, we're excited to get some new stuff out there. So,
All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and hopefully we'll talk again soon.